Welcome back to It's a Rubicon Adventures. I am your host, Andy Jones, and today we will be working in the shop as we upgrade the stock headlights on our 2016 Jeep Wrangler JK. Before we get started, here's 5 reasons why you should upgrade your headlights to LED. Reason number 1, improves nighttime safety by illuminating further than stock headlights and allows you to see your surroundings better. Reason number 2, improves daytime safety by adding halos for daytime running lights. DRLs allow you to be better seen by others, especially during inclement weather. Reason number 3, LED technology and integrated turn signal provides a modern look and feel for your older Jeep or other vehicle. Reason number 4, LED lights are easy to install for most applications. With a few simple hand tools and a couple hours, you will be able to install them yourself. Reason number 5, they are affordable, starting around $90 for a quality pair. Be careful on what you buy because you do get what you pay for. A shout out to Be Sure for sponsoring us with these headlights. We do live out in the desert with no street lights to speak of, so having these brighter, more efficient LED headlights is a huge benefit to our Jeep. With so many options out there for LED lights, it's hard to know which ones to buy. Unboxing them, my first impression is they are well built. They have a daytime running halo, high-low beam, and they also have an integrated amber turn signal. So let's get started with the install by taking off our grill, get to the headlights, remove them, get to the wire harness, plug in what we got to, hook up the turn signals and the daytime running light. Be sure to stay with us as we walk you through the process of how to install these lights on your Jeep JK. We're going to start the process off by removing the plastic tabs that hold in the grill. If you have one of these little fork tools, they really work best. If not, you can use a screwdriver and get it underneath there. The tab's got 2 pieces. It's got an inner and outer piece. Pop out the inner core and then dig your way underneath and take out the outer core. You should end up with 1 or 2 pieces depending upon how hard you pulled it out. Now that the tabs are out, we're going to move on to removing the grill itself. And what you do is you pull forward on it and then the bottom just pops out. The next step is to pop out the turn signals, and you got yourself a Jeep grill. Just as a public service announcement, friends don't let friends put angry eyes grills on their Jeeps. It's not cool. This iconic look says Jeep. Just don't do it. The next step is to remove the headlights with a Torx 15 screwdriver. Once we have the screws out, it's a matter of pulling out the headlight and removing the harness. The current light configuration only has the power for the low and high beam. We're going to need to add lights for the halo and also for the turn signals. That's going to require us to do a little bit of work on the wiring for the Jeep. So what I've done is I've built these little butt splices. I put a stainless steel piece of wire in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probe the back of the connector, and that's going to give me a connection without having to cut the harness. We got the turn signal temporary connected. It is the green wire. The probe on the back is working. So we're going to go ahead and call that a success and move on to the next phase of getting our wire roughed in for the daytime running lights. It is lit. The halo's working on the headlight itself, so the headlight's functional. Looks to me like we're headed the right way. We got turn signal, everything kind of roughed in, low beam's working. I'm going to go ahead and coat these connections here with some dielectric grease to try to keep any moisture out of the system. Now I'm going to start wrapping this with black tape, try to give it a little more protection. All right, while you weren't looking, we got some work done. Pretty much the left side's complete. We're ready to put stuff in. This is how we did the turn signal, by probing the back of the connector. I'm going to put a piece of tape on there and take care of that. We got the loom ran through. You can barely tell which one it is across, and that's going to be for our daytime running lights, and then that's going to end up connecting ultimately back at the fuse box. All the lights connected, everything's terminated. We finished up on that connection here, got it nice and tight. Everything looks good. Really happy about the build and what's going on. We're gonna get the light lined up in place. Perfect fit. Got the trim plate here. I'm going to go ahead and do the peel, get that out of the way. All right, one thing I want to bring up is that there's some tabs right here. You got to make sure when the lamps go in, the tabs line up. That's going to orientate the light top to bottom. So right here, that is your adjustment screw, the only adjustment screw for headlight elevation. And what it's going to do is bring it up and down and in and out. It's kind of a trade-off. You have to be careful when you adjust those. All right, I'm going to finish the last couple of screws on this left side, then jump over to the right and get that done while you guys aren't looking. Next time I see you guys, we'll be installing the wiring in the fuse box for the halos. All right, we got the lights in. I checked everything's working right now. We'll wrap that up in a little bit. But right now, we're gonna address the fuse box and where to tap. So this is called a fuse tap. The fuse tap's gonna allow us to bring in power from the top of the fuse box. It's got its own little 5-amp fuse, which is exactly what we need for this application. If you notice, this one's got 2 fuses. Bottom fuses for where the actual fuse would be. But because I'm gonna try using spare circuit that's not in use, I'm going to leave that fuse out. I ended up just drilling a small little hole here in the corner of the fuse box, brought it in, routed it around. That made for a perfect connection. Got my 5-amp fuse on top. And the last thing I need to do is just close this up. We're on the downhill. As you can tell, the halos are working. Next thing we'll do is snap back in the turn signal lights, push the bottom of the grill in. Make sure we get some good positive snaps on here. I'm gonna get them all positioned in place before I fasten them down. Make sure that everything's lined up. Grill's back in place, halos are working. Here is the low beam. Notice the halos come on, plus the top lamp and the 2 side lamps. That's gonna be your low beam. One of the things I do like about these lights is that the low beam doesn't drop off when you get your high beam. So you have all 4 lights on plus the halo to give you as much light as you can on the road. All right, we got the turn signals going. This thing's looking sharp. Can't wait for tonight when things get dark and we'll show you guys how good it looks. As you can see, we're extremely excited about the results we got from the Be Sure headlights. Not only can we see further down the road, but side-to-side visibility was greatly improved. Thank you for joining us today on our install. Be sure to like and subscribe. Please see the product link for the Be Sure headlights in the description below, and we will see you on the next one.